you have AACT, and this one is going to be a little shell company. Well, not even. I wouldn't call them a little shell. But you have steady growth, not too much of a big thing here, right? But their sponsor company, Ares Management, they have recently acquired a fleet service provider. Okay, so then I had to put the article on this one. Wait, the fleet services. The private equity acquires a major stake in fleet service provider from Trivest, and the stake in APICA Fleet Services, right? So APICA Fleet Services. Now, what is coming with AACT is a merger, a SPAC merger with this Kodiak Robotics, okay? And they are running autonomous trucks. They have over 2.6 autonomous miles in real world conditions. They do operating out of Texas. This could be a $4 trillion total addressable market. And you also have the money that they've raised from Cathie Wood Ark, and then obviously Ares, because that's the sponsor company. So also Kodiak AI military potential for military applications, which I think is big. And if you look, so this company, Ares, by making the investing in APICA, if this is a autonomous trucking type company, then it would make a lot of sense that Ares is going to acquire it, because now that's going to be Kodiak's competition. So this, I think, just says a lot here about how confident this Ares management is in this AI trucking. And we already know that's end game, right? All jobs replaced by AI. Ares Private Equity's acquisition of APICA Fleet Services, a company in the fleet services sector, which closely aligns with Kodiak's focus on autonomous trucking. Both businesses operate in the broader transportation and logistics ecosystem. This is going to be, I think, a big deal. I really do. And if I was going to ask when the merger, well, they had their official deal thing. Well, not official deal. Well, yeah, the memorandum thing is for April 14th. And then it would be saying around, at the latest, September. So we could possibly be looking this June. That'd be earliest June. Wait, it's going to say the proposed equity. So there is still time, of course. There's always time to get into things. But as far as a big dip, I don't really think AACT is going to experience any big drops prior to this merger. And then when they do the merger, I'm sure they'll shoot. And then I guess people will see how the markets respond to Kodiak, because, you know, Webull, they had that big shoot and they still are doing pretty well. And Webull was valued at more than Kodiak. But that was them, right? I don't know if Kodiak would go that crazy. But then I don't know if Kodiak, they might go steadier, because Webull has a lot of competition. Whereas Kodiak, now one of their competitors was literally just bought out. Another merger that I think is going to be pretty big. We have Paramount. And that's going to be Larry Ellison's son at Skydance, is going to buy out Paramount from the Redstone family. So the Redstone family have 77% stake in Paramount. And one of the things that I'm almost positive this will go through, because the FCC now, I think this was kind of like, not their final meeting, but one of them, all they had to do was drop DEI programs. I'm pretty sure that isn't going to be a problem for the Ellison duo. This, and Larry Ellison's going to put in $1.5 billion to restructure Paramount's debt. And Skydance doesn't really have that much stuff to do, but you could also say that if Larry Ellison's friends with Trump, they went Larry Ellison, Trump, they went to the UFC thing together, and Trump is suing CBS. CBS is part of Paramount. So the lawsuit is expected to not go away entirely, but definitely be negotiated under this. So the Redstone family already on board. Trump wants to make Larry Ellison the next media mogul. I think, it's not going to be Larry. it's his son. But those would be two upcoming mergers that are supposed to be estimating mid 2025. And so that could be coming up in the summer, June, July. I don't know which will happen first. I might say Paramount goes through first. That would be my bet.